Yeah.
GM, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. Willie's tied up in another meeting right now, so I'll kick things off. Don't really have an agenda for today. As normal, this is just our lunch AMA, so we can chat about anything. Does anyone by chance have the link to the anonymous question form? I want to see if we have anything in there. Let's see if I have it in my bookmarks. Oh, I do. Excellent. Oh, I don't have access to it. All right, no worries. Well, we can just kick things off with anything else. Hope everyone's making themselves a tasty lunch or doing something worthwhile on their lunch break, if it is lunch for you at this time. If no one has anything to talk about, we could just kind of continue conversations from previous weeks or even previous meetings. We had a really great tokenomics call yesterday. For those who listened to it, got me very excited to see SFox continue to develop. I think that's going to be a pretty exciting thing, especially once you start to plug in the multiple revenue sources into Fox. Live lunch AMA, yep. What will be really cool about SFox is that it'll actually be the best, potentially the best way to hold Fox, because just putting your Fox into, like they were talking about yesterday, just a tokamak reactor by itself, you'd only be yielding a return for from the tokamak. Versus SFox, you'll be able to, then the treasurer will be able to, put your Fox into the tokamak reactor, and then you'll also get additional revenue from the potential split revenue in the future, and any other revenue generating strategies that ShapeShift is implementing. I know personally, I just had a call with Juno, so that is progressing forwards, which is, just as a reminder, another fiat on-ramp and off-ramp provider. What's cool about them is they're doing revenue sharing, which is kind of to my last point, just one more way for the DAO to make some revenue. They have a pretty cool setup. It's a lot more involved. It's than just, a buy and sell, and it kind of depends how much of this we're actually going to be able to implement. But it's a little bit more account-based, where you can have funds in your account, and then you can, of course, buy and sell crypto, transfer back to your other bank account. You can get paid in crypto through them. It's pretty much like you're creating a bank account, or not really, but a savings account within the Juno ecosystem, which is pretty cool. So more information on that to come, absolutely. What else? The Olympus Pro bonds seem to be doing well. Looks like someone got a nice one this morning. Right now it's minus 6.5%. So I'm assuming, someone got a pretty large one earlier. We got almost $2 million of protocol-owned liquidity now, which is fantastic, growing every day. Love to see that.
Hey, GK. If you're here, GK, Fox was trying to take a look at the anonymous forum thing. He didn't have access, so if you could kind of help him out.
I'll get in the right room.
Thanks, GK. I know those Olympus bonds are pretty popular, and there's I think it's up for, I forget if it's a proposal right now or if it's just up to the TMDC committee about the USDC or stablecoin bond as well, which will be great. And I know we've product team has been talking about it, and even more so after the tokenomics call yesterday. But it'd be great to build a Olympus integration into ShapeShift where you could sell your LP tokens for the bonds straight from the ShapeShift app. And what would be cool about that as well, of course, would be if we could do a revenue share. Because right now I think Olympus is taking 3.3% on every bond. So if we could reduce that and potentially take some ourselves, obviously it creates a new feature in the app, which is great, but then also creates a new revenue stream, which is great, which also then increases the value of Fox and SFox, which is great. And hopefully you guys are starting to see this flywheel effect that everyone's talking about. Where once the DAO, I mean, we already have, the past few months has been amazing, but as we continue to build up momentum and create more integrations, create more sources of revenue, it just becomes a greater and greater effect, which is fantastic to see and gets me very excited. Welcome, Diggy. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
I'm just kind of filling time and shooting the shit. So if there's anything worth discussing, feel free to chime in. Say that again. Jay Panam, you.
Oh, sorry, I had the mic on.
GM, okay, no. GM. Great to see you. Let's see. What other exciting things do we have to talk about? If you guys saw, Thorchain's down, or at least Ethereum on Thorchain's down at the moment. They're upgrading the nodes right now, so hopefully they'll be back on relatively soon. Anyone been looking at any exciting projects or coins or integrations? Anything that ShapeShift should be aware of or product team should be looking into?
Comes up at once.
It's all good. I mean, that's the downside of having a meeting with no agenda, which is totally fine. It's just sometimes there's a little bit of dead space.
I'm in the background working on something for the tip stuff. We have somebody submitted something, and I'm having it checked out, and hopefully it looks good. I'm excited again. This is about the fourth one.
Can you elaborate on it? Can you tell us a little bit?
Basically creating the tip to Xbox automatically. That's the main goal.
Oh, nice.
That way nobody has to go in there and ask, and everybody, jump on those to try to get theirs done. It's automatic. It'll be hopefully simple.
Is that through TipCC?
No, it's our own swap bot.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Very cool.
And obviously it's going to take a couple days or weeks to get all through, but we have to have it whitelisted. Now the creator whitelisted his version, but of course we don't want to let somebody else control it, so we're going to have to re-whitelist it for us. But like I said, I've tested like 3 or 4, and this is the farthest I've gotten, so I'm actually I probably shouldn't say nothing yet, but exciting.
Knock on wood. Hey, as long as you're making headway, right. Each iteration gets better. That's fantastic. Howdy, Toasty.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. We're just kind of shooting the shit right now. Anything in marketing land worth chatting about? How are things going on your end?
Things are going well. Yeah, sorry, I was just hopping off a different call. We're working on some cross partnerships and some AMAs that Hunt and I have been working on, and then obviously also here to shill the good word of our proposal going live yesterday evening.
How's that? How's the initial 24 hours looking?
Not too bad. Not too bad. We got hit with the unfortunate person that's been going around and just downvoting literally everything in the past 24 hours. So that's always kind of fun to see. They're stacking Fox and they're just downvoting every proposal they can.
It's an interesting, interesting strategy to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully it brings some attention to the proposals because everything was looking so positive there for a while. So maybe this will help incentivize us to get off our butts and vote. If you guys haven't voted, please do so. No amount is too small. I know I have one wallet that I completely forgot about and had like 20 Fox on it, and I voted with that one. Obviously, I voted with my larger one as well, but it all adds up. It's also nice to see more accounts voting. So obviously, those large accounts with large amounts of Fox is great, but we've seen some proposals with lots and lots of unique addresses voting. Even if it's not a large token amount, it's still nice to see that many addresses participating.
Does X
say
Staked Fox in our pools, the Fox ETH pools count. Yeah, a lot of this stuff counts. So there's a lot of places you can probably pull it from if you need to.
Very
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah, I didn't know XDAI Fox counted. I know it counted like if it's in these other protocols and in liquidity pools. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's pretty neat. If you guys haven't voted before, it is a gas list. You just have to sign a transaction. You get prompted on your wallet, depending on what wallet you're using. If you're using MetaMask, it just asks you to sign. Then it goes through, and then you can go take a look at the source, and you actually see your votes and your verified transaction. So it's a pretty cool process. Again, even if you don't feel like you're making a massive contribution, it's still fun to contribute to the DAO. Our governance process is probably the single greatest difference between ShapeShift as a DAO and ShapeShift as a centralized organization. So, being part of that governance process is very, very cool. And seeing some of these proposals get passed with hundreds, if not more, unique addresses is really exciting. So the more unique addresses that vote, the more it feels, democratic, the more it feels like we're actually doing what the community wants and not what a few large bag holders want. So definitely encourage you to do it. It doesn't cost any money and is a cool way to contribute and feel part of the DAO. And that'll be cool, I'm sure, as SFox gets developed as well. You'll be able to vote with that. What will be cool about that too is since it constantly rebases every time a new proposal comes up, you'll have more Fox to vote. I know I already mentioned it, but I am very much looking forward to that. Just being able to open the ShapeShift app and see that number go up will be very fun. Let's see what else. I'm just hopping into Boardroom. Let's take a look and see what proposals are up. So just a reminder for everyone, we have the tokamak reactor funding, which I don't think I've seen one get to quorum this fast. We're over 5 million yes votes. We do have that one naysayer, same as you, Toasty. What's cool about this one is we'll be putting up to $30 million worth of Fox into the treasury. And should be making a decent return right now. I think it's at 40 odd percent, which should be giving us, if this math is right, around 15 million a year, over $1 million a month. That's a huge revenue source. Looking forward to that one. Toasty's proposal with to fund the growth and globalization work stream, that will be a very great to be able to see those work streams split and kind of each be able to focus on what they want to. The Fox Angel Vault, looking forward to that one as well. If you guys have seen, we have a huge buy wall actually right now, somewhere in the 58 cents range. I know Fox has seen a little bit of a bottom, hopefully, these past few days, and hasn't been following the rest of the green candles. So hopefully that buy wall hits and those angel vaults help protect us on the downside as well. Just really cool what all these different DeFi Legos can start doing. And we're going to be able to do things with Fox and just with the greater crypto ecosystem that never existed in traditional finance. And that's so exciting how it seems like every day there's a new protocol that's letting you do different things. And I see Willie just hopped in. Welcome, Willie. Hope your call went well.
Thanks, Fox and Cloud. It unfortunately got rescheduled.
I've noticed that, come around Christmas and the holidays, it is hard to get everyone into the same room. Lots of meetings get rescheduled, it seems.
Yeah, I guess there's some holidays coming up soon or something. I don't know.
Apparently, I just do crypto 24/7, 365. So whatever these holidays are.
Oh, you guys want some alpha?
Always.
Speaking of holidays, you got a new Give It that's launching its token, hopefully this Friday, doing the give drop. So everything should be on track. But it's funny, we were trying to initially launch November 1st, and it's gotten pushed back a little bit.
It makes sense that it's launching around Christmas. It is the time to give back. So those happy accidents sometimes work better.
That's right. We were going to push it for Thanksgiving too after November 1st. Like Thanksgiving, missed that, but you're totally right. This is probably the second best time, and who knows? Hopefully, Christmas Eve might actually work out because people might be off work, but not necessarily doing Christmas Eve stuff all day. So hopefully they'll dive down around a little bit.
Hopefully feeling a little charitable.
That too. And Grey Machine actually made a really awesome launch video for the gift drop. So you guys will all see that on Friday.
Very cool. Was there anything else you wanted to go over in the AMA? I know it's kind of open-ended. But yeah, feel free to bring anything up.
Has anyone asked any questions yet?
No. I've had a fun little monologue, though, so that's been nice.
I wanted to say, just for everybody who has cats in their avatars, I appreciate you, because every once in a while my toddler will sit on my lap, and then she enjoys seeing the cat avatars.
That's awesome. How's little Isla doing? I heard her on a call the other day while she was on your lap.
Yeah, she's doing great. She'll be 2 in a few months. Oh my god.
That's unbelievable.
Awesome. Is she ready for Christmas? Is she excited?
I think it'll be the first Christmas that she'll kind of understand. Last year she was too young, so hopefully she'll enjoy it. I'm sure the idea of once she realizes she's getting some toys, I'm sure she'll be excited.
She getting a visit from Satoshi Claus?
Yeah. Satoshi Nakamoto, exactly.
One of my good friends growing up just had their first kid this past year and just celebrated her first birthday. So I got her some Bitcoin for her birthday. So that was very fun. Crypto is becoming my favorite gift these days, just because I'm a bit of a cheapskate. So me giving someone, $50, a $50 gift, it's fun and nice, but it's a lot cooler to be like, yo, here's some crypto, hold on to it until she's 18. And who knows, maybe it'll help pay for college or become a whole lot more exciting than a cheap $50 gift.
Totally. I'm going to give my sister some Fox tokens for Christmas.
Oh, Fox tokens are a great gift. I love that.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Seems like a lot of other people are doing that. I'm not sure if you guys have all gotten the emails from Coinbase where you can send these digital gift cards with crypto on them. It reminds me of the Bitcoin to email, send Bitcoin over email idea that we were thinking of. I don't even remember when that was. That was a handful of months ago. But that seems to be a very popular mechanism this holiday season.
Cool, and you can do it with Fox, and that Fox is on Coinbase.
Yeah. Maybe I missed this, but it's not just Coinbase Pro. It's on regular Coinbase.
Yeah, it happened the day after Coinbase Pro.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
I went in and I think Beer did it too. I went in and just bought it just because I was like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice being able to just if you're already approved in Coinbase, having your bank account connected, it's actually very easy to purchase large volumes of Fox. So I was able to onboard a bunch of people into Fox tokens through their coin, because they already had Coinbase and stuff, and they were able just to go through and just purchase large amounts like in minutes, and then just send it over to the wallet. It's actually kind of cheaper too. I know people were asking that question a little bit ago, like, hey, like this is kind of expensive for gas fees and stuff. And even though, nobody really likes centralized exchanges, if you move your coins off there really quickly, like the benefit of it is very, very cheap fees. Like you can get it over to your like MetaMask wallet or your KeepKey for like fractions of what it would cost to do an actual trade from like USDC over to Fox tokens.
Yeah, I'll be the first to admit it. As much as I hate all these, not hate, but prefer to use as much decentralization, self-custody solutions as possible. Most times, it's easier just to buy something on Coinbase or on one of these sexes and then just send it to my address. I'd say 99% of my fiat on-ramping is through Coinbase, just out of pure convenience.
Yeah, well, no judgment there. And there's fiat. There's no real way to go from fiat to crypto in a decentralized fashion. So Coinbase definitely does the best job, especially for US users, for going from fiat to crypto and back again. So no shame in using Coinbase. And we're friends with them.
So is that the recommended way to buy crypto on layer 2, Coinbase?
No, Coinbase does not support that yet. So Coinbase is you're not buying crypto on any blockchain. You're buying crypto on their centralized database, and you're hoping that Coinbase will send the crypto to your wallet. So definitely the best advice is to buy it and then get it off Coinbase quickly. But right now, Coinbase does not support withdrawing to any layer 2s or depositing to any layer 2s. But I do hope that will change in the coming months.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll change. I know I mentioned on Juno earlier in the call, but on Juno, depending again how much functionality we implement, they have their own accounts. So you have a savings account, within on Juno. So you can kind of have that funded, and then you can buy, any crypto that they support, and have it deposited straight into your ShapeShift wallet or any wallet for that matter. And then when you sell, it goes back into that on Juno savings account, and then you can ACH it back to your account or put it into another crypto or send it or do a handful of other cool features with it. But yeah, that seems like a very cool. If that works as smoothly as it seems, and it shares revenue with the DAO, I could definitely see that replacing my Coinbase fiat on-ramp flow.
Yeah, really excited for that on Juno integration. And hopefully they'll support Fox there soon too.
Yes.
Some advice. So yeah, Coinbase is great if it's a new person getting started. Probably the easiest way for them to get on board or to get some Foxes through Coinbase, but they do still have to do KYC. That is a pretty big barrier for anyone getting started on Coinbase. So I wish we had done this year. We should do this next year though, where we give all the community members some coupon codes for Keep Keys, so they can get Keep Keys out as gifts to their friends and family members. And some good advice there for anyone who is giving crypto in a non-custodial way to a family member who's not yet crypto savvy. Some advice that I think John has learned over the years, because he's given crypto out for years, and some people, he gave crypto to 5 years ago, and then they, threw away the piece of paper that had their 12 words on it, but they lost it, and that crypto is worth more now, and they don't have access to it. Some advice, if it's friends and family members, is that you can basically set up their wallet for them, and then make sure you tell them how to back up their seed phrase, still teach them about the importance of it, but you can also keep a copy of their seed phrase. And obviously it's, you could steal their funds if you really wanted to, but again, you're giving them this crypto, and you're probably not going to want to steal crypto from your sister, your cousin, or something. So
depends on family.
You're kind of, I don't want to say forcing them down the rabbit hole, but if you're trying to teach them all this, you might actually end up scaring them away. And that's kind of why I went with Coinbase. If they're not at a place where they're ready or wanting to learn that much about crypto, or learn about encryption and some of the, you know, and cold storage and the smart ways to save your crypto, you know, an easy way to get them into crypto, maybe give them $100 on Coinbase. And when they see that $100 turn into $150, then that will incentivize them to kind of go down the rabbit hole on their own. So I definitely see both ways. But yeah, nothing's worse than giving someone crypto and then finding out a few years later that they didn't care about it or lost it or forgot it. And then now it's just gone to the ether. So I definitely
I'm on that list of John giving someone Bitcoin and then them not realizing what it was and forgetting about it and losing it. Way back in the day, I got Bitcoin from him on my birthday, years before I started working at ShapeShift, and totally lost it. But I think that experience is similar to like holding through a big dip, and it's one of those kind of like first major experiences that teaches those things. I think everyone has like, I lost some Bitcoin doing this, or I lost some ether with some heavy gas fees doing this, or even the more unfortunate, like I spent Bitcoin on socks and t-shirts. So I have like a physical item that's not worth the value of the Bitcoin that it used to be. But all of those things I think are really valuable lessons in teaching people how to be inside this ecosystem and how to handle it. You know, it's like you got to learn it yourself. Kind of, I don't know. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
I started. Permission to speak?
Yeah.
No, please. Yeah, everyone.
I started giving away 0.1 Bitcoin in 2013 to all my friends and family, but I definitely kept control, or kept a copy of the seed, and all of them have come back to me begging me to help them learn about Bitcoin, and so it's just been absolutely great.
That's awesome. And yeah, I actually think Fox McCloud, let me know if you disagree, but I actually think if you're going to send someone crypto, it's probably easier to get them set up on the ShapeShift mobile app than the Coinbase app, because Coinbase does make you KYC even just to receive crypto. So
Thinking that.
yeah, so don't be afraid to just, and I've done it before. I did it just recently in Lisbon with some waiters who had never used crypto before and mainly spoke Portuguese. So it was cool to be able to like translate the app into Portuguese and get them set up in a couple minutes. Send them some crypto. They were stoked about it.
So do you recommend that people learn how to on and off ramp on layer 2 when going through this process, or do you recommend just using ShapeShift and eating the gas costs for now?
There unfortunately are just not a lot of great ways to on and off ramp to layer 2 yet. So I think that's all coming soon. So basically, I think there's kind of two options. You can show them ShapeShift, which is great for non-custodial, really easy to get them onboarded. You can send them crypto. Or if you think that they're going to want to be like buying more crypto on their own, of course, they can do that with ShapeShift, but they're going to, if they're doing small amounts and stuff, it'll be cheaper for them to do that on Coinbase.
Or you can just send them Fox tokens, no ETH, and then they can't sell it.
There you go.
There you go. That's
Have them
great.
join the Discord and you can tip them. And then they're stuck.
On and off ramps to and from layer 2 are critical. They just it's just not quite there yet. But I am very bullish that we'll see some big improvements.
So I mean, if we rewind to last Christmas, like we weren't even even having a conversation about layer 2 seemed like some distant future. Like I know we're in this space every day, and it seems sometimes, I mean, I think things move so very rapidly that, yeah, I mean, the second there's a need, I guarantee you there's 10 plus projects already working on a solution, and then another 10 who are working on a solution to the next problem that we haven't even thought of yet. So yeah, I definitely am not just bullish, but confident and optimistic that, you know, all these issues are going to be resolved relatively soon.
Optimistic, great pun. I think that's a great perspective, Fox. If we zoom out and we think about where we'll be next year, Christmas time, it's quite possible that the majority of on and off ramps will be happening on layer 2s. And really, that's the direction that we kind of need to move in if we ever want to have the masses onboard onto crypto. We can't do it on layer 1. There's just not enough space in the blocks on layer 1 to fit everybody. So that's definitely the direction that things are moving in. Eventually, we'll need to make that transition too, and probably this year, you know, make it so that the default on-off ramp experience is happening on layer 2. Users are really never necessarily ever need to touch mainnet if they don't want to. They can just onboard on L2, do everything they want to do on L2, off ramp from L2, never really touch mainnet.
Well, isn't it planned to have that done in the next month or two?
No.
No. Huh.
The plan for the next month or two is to support these layer twos for like sending and receiving, so that you can and trading, so you can send, receive, and trade on these layer twos. But the on and off ramp stuff is outside of our control. We need like the companies like Coinbase and Wire and Gem and Banksa and stuff to support the layer twos. They're like Fox and Cloud said, they're all working on it. It's probably a top priority for them.
Yeah, you're already
Okay.
starting to see a bunch of these protocols come out straight to layer 2. Like they're not even touching ETH or touching layer 1, which is just showing you that that's where the market is. And yeah, I know, again, rounding back to Juno, they're looking into layer 2. And I would only assume that Wire and Gem and all the other fiat on ramp, off ramps are looking into it as well. Because I bet you their single largest cost has got to be gas fees. And so I think it's a win-win-win where you get more crypto when you buy it. It costs them less crypto to send it to you. They're making probably more. You're receiving more. And then once you receive it, it'll obviously be a lot more functional and a lot cheaper to interact with. So it'll be very cool to look back at times like this and remember when layer 1 was so dominant. But hopefully layer 1 just becomes a settlement layer, and all dApps and really all interaction with your crypto becomes layer 2 native, which I think is where it's headed.
Well, I suppose the good news is that with everyone on the holidays soon, that's a perfect time to buy, because gas fees are going to probably go down.
Yeah, I mean, it creates an interesting dichotomy. You always hear people saying, "Oh, no one uses it." That's why everyone's going to all these other solutions, all these ETH killers. But at the same time, you see gas rates constantly just going through the roof, and it's impossible for both to happen. You can't have no one use ETH and the gas rates be this insane. So it's obvious that there is a huge need and desire to be interacting with these protocols and transacting on the Ethereum blockchain. And yeah, it'll be a great sight to see when ETH gas fees will start to come down as more traffic moves to layer 2, but I don't think it'll ever be as cheap as layer 2, nor is it designed to be. The fact that I can do some of these transactions for fractions of a penny is just so exciting. I absolutely love it.
When V2?
Fox, we should look at some of the layer 2s that work with ETH and GM, everyone as well. There's got to be like some simple ones, especially like XDAI or like Polygon is super popular, and we've got MetaMask support, so we should kind of like spike on how hard that is to do, because it would be really nice to be able to do that. ETH is not for people; it's for protocols. Is the way I've come to think of it.
I love that viewpoint. Yeah, we can definitely spike on that.
Yeah, and 0x is supported on a lot of these layer 2s already as well. So once we support the send receive stuff and figure out some just basic UI UX for switching between these different networks, the hard work really has been done. Like just supporting Ethereum, that's the heavy lift, and then supporting these other EVM compatible chains should be a lot easier now that we have that in place. We should be able to get trading pretty much out of the box once you support these other EVM networks, as long as 0x is on them. And then also, once these on ramps do support layer 2, we'll be ready for them. And then the next thing we can add is like the bridges and being an aggregator of these different bridges to make it really easy for users to hop between these different chains. And then once they're there, they'll be ready to trade.
Yeah, much like kind of strategy has been, it's a lot of it is just finding the right integrations. Once we have, to Willie's point, once we have a fiat on ramp, off ramp provider that does layer 2, once we have a few protocols, like I know Perp protocol is on layer 2 where you can trade perpetual futures. So once we have these integrations, ShapeShift isn't really doing much of the work as long as we have the backend to support it. It'll be the fiat on ramp, off ramp integrations and the different trading integrations and the leveraged integrations. And hopefully all these other teams and all these other DAOs will be doing the grunt of the work, and we just have to integrate them.
2022 is going to be a fun year for sure. Who's going? Speaking of ETH 2.0 and these layer 2s, who's coming out to ETH Denver?
I'm in.
I just got my acceptance letter.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm accepted. I'll be there.
I just booked my plane ticket.
All right.
Very exciting. Props to anyone. Yeah,
Community members in person.
Ron
Speaking of,
apparently is too shy to say it, but he'll be there too.
Yeah, brah.
looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to seeing Ron.
I think he stepped away. He's just hosting the Zoom, but he's not actually present there. So if we want to talk more about him, he won't be able to respond back.
Ron's the worst.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that guy.
Jan, DC Janie, our Portugal friend, are you going to be able to make it out to Denver, you think? I saw you on mute, but we can't hear your audio, unfortunately. It'd be great, man. I had a great time partying in Lisbon with you. Never was? You thinking about it?
No, I won't be making this one. Sorry, guys.
Well, there's still Barcelona.
There you go.
Does it count that I want to go?
Absolutely.
All right.
He's
I think
really been trying for.
They're doing a lot of virtual stuff this year for the first time too, so there will be ways to participate even if you're not here.
GK wants us to bring it to him.
Let's just say it that way. It's like, no, there's a place here we can all do it. It's Aspire. It held one of the presidential candidates. Of course, we won't say which one. So it'll definitely hold all of us.
Anyone thinking of hacking? DeFi, have you considered it?
I think we had enough on the core engineering workstream, to be completely honest. I'd kind of love to, but we'll see. We'll see where we're going, because it's like it feels so soon, but it's also like what, still 8-10 weeks out, sort of thing. We could probably come up with something.
Now it should work. I guess I'm gonna like hack, but virtually. Like I think I won't make it to the States. Like I'm super busy.
Oh, that's cool that you're going to hack virtually, though. Do you know what you're going to work on yet?
No clue.
We got time to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's tough because you want to like. What'd you say? Anyone else?
Is anyone? Yeah.
I'm considering it. Did it in 2020 and got first place, and then another ShapeShift team got second place. So that was pretty awesome. And I think I have an idea that could be a potentially winning project for 2022. So it's tempting because you want to hack and it's a lot of fun, but you also want to like go to all the talks and hang out with people and go to the parties, and you can't really do both. So I'm definitely a little torn.
And Willie does like to party.
I love to party, and I love to hack too. I love the hackathons. I posted a couple ideas in the Eat Denver planning channel for hackathon projects. One is like a social good project. Basically, TLDR is like making it the easiest experience for people to offset the average carbon footprint for a single human, or maybe even up to like 20 humans. And basically, you get an NFT if you do it. That's not only a cool badge of honor that shows that you offset your carbon for the year, but also could actually have value and could be backed by a treasury of assets, where basically tapping into these like Climate DAO and Toucan protocol, you can get tokenized carbon credits, and you can bond those tokenized carbon credits and get climate tokens, and those climate tokens have real value. So you can basically like give people NFTs that are governance tokens and are basically backed by this reserve of climate tokens, which could actually kind of like offset the cost of offsetting your carbon footprint. That's one idea. The other idea is more ShapeShift related, and is to do the DApp store MVP, and basically put together like an example DApp store with search, sort, and filter, and categories and stuff, and then profiles for DApps, and then use a couple example protocols, and then put together like a ratings and review system so people can rate and review protocols, and their ratings are weighted based on how much the reviewing account has actually interacted with the respective protocol on chain. So you basically have like verified reviews for dApps. And that one could be one that could get implemented in ShapeShift as well. DeFi, you like any
An IPFS one? Yeah, I like the IPFS one because kind of like where we're going with the whole potential like app store model, very long term as well. Yeah, that's wild.
Like
it's not too hard either.
It wouldn't be too hard, right? It'd be a fun one, and it could look really good and be like unique and creative and useful. Like I don't know of anything else out there like that exists, but I feel like someone absolutely needs to build that. And ShapeShift's in a really good position to do it.
How big are the teams that you've done before? Thing like me, Beard, and you could knock that out in like a couple of days.
I would love to recruit a Beard, and if we're doing contract stuff, maybe get like a badass Solidity dev to help out too. Maybe Ocean.
You bring up, yeah, Ocean.
But yeah, I think 3 people teams up to like 5, 3 to 5. We had 3 people in 2020.
I just hope everyone plays fair and doesn't come with their like pre-built solutions, like git clone and hey guys, we built this.
It's these hackathons are so competitive, and if you're showing up to the hackathon and you like don't have your idea yet and you don't have your team yet, like you're already behind. It's gonna be really hard because the teams that win typically it'll be like an idea that you've been thinking about for a long time, but you haven't actually, and you like kind of already have it planned out in your head. You might even have a team ready to rock. You haven't started working on it, but you like have a pretty clear vision in your head, so you can hit the ground running. So yeah, the Ether 2020 project was one that I've been dreaming about for years, basically. And I was like, all right, no one's built this yet. The money Legos are there. We can throw together a prototype in a weekend and let's do it and see what the world thinks. And people liked it, and that's what became the new version of Give It that is doing the drop in days.
Yeah, preparation is key. Like at the Eve Lisbon hackathon, like one of the winners was the founder of Near, and he came up with like a scalability solution, like a roll up, and I think he wasn't able to like develop everything within like a weekend. So preparation is important.
Totally. And yeah, trying to pick something that's like won't be too hard to build, but will be really cool and useful. A tricky balance. And then oftentimes too, yeah, you can build something amazing, but then if you don't have a good presentation at the end ready to go to present it, then people won't even understand what you built. So it's an art for sure. Cool. Any other questions? Anything's on the table? Anyone want to bring up a new topic or question for the group?
Maybe. Nobody else has anything going on. Mostly from what you said earlier, Willie, about the role selecting and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering about thought from your post. Maybe if on Verify I only open up the role selector room and then they go from there. That means I'd have to add the verified Fox option there. And then before I actually thought of something else playing with Me6. I'd like to add. I can add all the optional roles and let people take them off.
Make it like opt out.
Opt out instead of opt in. And if we do both of them, it puts them into that room and said, "Hey, come back to this to take some of these rooms off." I don't know if it's which way is better. Well, if that second one is good or not.
I kind of like that. What do you guys think? I kind of like the opt out approach and saying, "Hey, you've been added everything. If it's too much, here's how to opt out."
I like that. I think you want them to discover more rather than less.
Totally, and I do think we've seen that like people come in and they don't all see the role selector channel.
Right. Well,
right.
Now if I do,
you're probably gonna hate me for asking this, but can we give? Go ahead.
No, Miss, you go ahead.
Can we give them the option if they want to opt in or opt out? Because I think depending on, like Willie, if you're coming in, you're going to look at it and go, yeah, I'm happy with opt out. Me coming in from the newbie side of it, if you have me opted into everything, I'm going to be so fucking overwhelmed. I'm going to be less likely to actually engage. So I can see it from both sides.
I really like opt-in if we can make it part of the onboarding flow. So if someone comes in, like one of the first things they see basically is like, hey, here's all these roles. Which ones do you want to opt into? Then I'm told opt in.
Everybody does, and it's pretty common. Okay, fine. I'll try to work on that and see if how I can make that work. I don't think it'll be too hard.
Thanks, GK, and shout out to Jan who pointed me to that Discord and said it basically was a really good community. So thanks for sharing that, Jan. We're gonna see if we can get similar kind of role selector onboarding flow.
Contact them and tell them to up their security. That's all.
Any other topics or questions? All right, I got one. So GK has been working with the folks over at Bankless DAO to set up this new bot in our Discord called Bounty Bot. Pretty cool. We demoed it to the workstream leaders earlier, and they liked it. So we're probably going to be moving forward with trying to get that fully kind of embraced. But the idea is that it's really easy to create bounties in Discord, and it's really easy for people to pick up the bounties in Discord. Trying to just lower the barriers, both creating and picking up bounties. And they put together this pretty cool kind of idea or list of like ideas for bounties for us too. So this is one thing they've been doing for other DAOs. I'm posting in the stage chat right now. But it's pretty cool, and you'll see that a lot of these bounties in here, they're very, very low barrier. And I think historically we've been creating bounties like once we have a need for something. So we identify a need and we're like, oh, this could be a good bounty. We'll create a bounty for it. This kind of flips it around, and it's more like, okay, what are some bounties that we could create that would really help new contributors get involved, basically? Great good first issue, basically. Not just for engineering, but for all sorts of stuff. And these are things that aren't necessarily, like, they could be valuable. They could definitely be win-wins for both the DAO and the contributor. But really, like, the main goal, from my perspective, is that these are just helping get community members more involved, kind of like a funnel for contributors. So yeah, encourage everyone to check these out. I'm curious what you guys think of like the idea of these bounties. Let me give you an example. So one for product is describe a missing feature in one of our products. Tell us why you believe it would be valuable. Be sure to describe the target users and potential impact. So like really, as you can see, like really low hanging fruit. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's a great idea.
You said that, Ron?
No, it's David here.
David, awesome.
Yeah,
David.
and I know you're meeting with us this afternoon in the educational group. So I'd love to dive further into how to get people engaged. I just wanted to mention that when I first came in, I would have loved to be connected to all the groups, because that would have given me a chance to do the overview and then have the opt-out. But everybody's different in how they approach things. So, but that, from my perspective, I'd already made a decision to get involved before I even got here.
That's great feedback, David. Thanks for sharing, and glad that you're getting involved. I'm curious just to hear kind of, what has your journey been from kind of getting exposed to the ShapeShiftDAO and then getting involved and ending up here?
I was a big fan of Eric's in 2013, and I remember using ShapeShift in its former state fairly regularly, because I was also mining Bitcoin at the time. There was also some in 2015. There was this wonderful little bot on Telegram that ShapeShift ran. I don't know if anybody remembers it. So I like that immediacy, the quickness, and of course, I apologize, but I'm a bit of an on-chain scaling guy, and so I ended up going into the big block world. So I'm coming back, but not to change my ideology, because I'm just here for peer-to-peer electronic cash, however we get there. So when I saw that, I guess it was 6 months ago or so, that Eric had made the announcement, I became really intrigued. And a friend of mine, Chris Troutner, who was quite excited about the DAO, suggested that I check it out. And of course, by then I was putting it on the back burner because I was busy with another couple of projects. But then when I got here, it was like, oh, this is where I need to be. So it's been a fun ride to get here.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing your journey, dude. And glad you made it in here. And so now that you're here, are you interested in getting even more involved?
I think so. I'm a type A personality. I'm older, which doesn't necessarily mean I'm wiser, but I have a fair amount of experience in spaces that are crypto. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get more involved. I'm included in the proposal for the education part of proposal number 52, or is it 25? No, I think it's 52. Anyway, so it's just I'm here. I'm committed, and all of it makes sense from a big picture for me, because it's rounding out my journey in a really interesting, unforeseen way. And by the way, Willie, I saw your presentation on the Unit Masters group, and that pushed me over the edge to just get involved right away. So great presentation.
Awesome, thank you so much, and yeah, glad to hear you're included in proposal 52, and looking forward. It sounds like we got a meeting this afternoon, so looking forward to my one time. Yeah.
Thanks.
You bet. I'll post that Unit Masters thing too. I forgot that they published the recording of it too, and it's pretty fun. It was I met this lady out in Lisbon. I think Jan was right there. We're all hanging out, and they do this really cool online class. And it's totally free in public, and anyone can learn it. They do a lot of stuff on crypto, and there was a topic on DAOs, and so went in there and shared the story of the kind of ShapeShift transition and our DAO stack, and encourage everyone to get started. And yeah, got a lot of really good feedback and pushed a lot of people over the line. It sounds like to dive down the rabbit hole. Really glad to hear that.
That young guy on that picture.
Yeah, where's the tie dye?
That was back in my legal tech days. I don't know where they found that picture. I think it's my LinkedIn picture. I used to have to wear button ups, so it was worse. All right. Any other fun topics for discussion today? Questions? Have you guys seen this kickback thing for registering for events? In fact, yeah, if you are going to Eat Denver, you can stake some spork, and then if you actually show up to Eat Denver, then you get spork for everybody who staked and didn't show up. It's becoming a pretty popular tool for like the Eventbrite for parties. So something to look into.
Also, like at ETH Global, like if you participate, you stake like ETH, and if you do not like show up at the end of the hackathon, then like you lose your ETH and it gets like distributed to the rest.
It's a really cool way to make sure that people actually show up if they RSVP, or if they don't, then everyone who does show up gets to split their stake. So I'm the worst, because I will often show up and then forget to claim my stake. But that's the one thing. Yeah, something to consider whether or not we want to use this for our events for ETH Denver. The pro is that it's like a very Ethereum thing to do. A lot of the people in the community like respect it and appreciate when projects do it. It's cool. The downside is that it's a little tricky, especially if someone it's all on Polygon. So if you don't have crypto on Polygon, then it becomes very difficult just to RSVP for the party. So those are the trade-offs. And maybe we can do both. Maybe we can do like a Eventbrite plus the staking thing too. What do you guys think? Worth it or not worth it? Sounds like no strong feelings. That's kind of how I feel. All right. We got 7 minutes left. We got time for another question or topic. If anyone would prefer to ask it anonymously, there's a form at the top of the stage chat you can use.
Go back up there, aren't you?
Just checked it. You have nothing in there yet.
I cleared out the ones for marketing the other day. So.
Nice. Appreciate that.
For that notion that you did about the bounty bot, you drop one of those pictures that I just posted in there or something. So if you bring it up, at least you have something to show.
For the bounty board, you want me to drop that in the Notion?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, it's not hard.
What's that? Oh yeah, we finally submitted our Discord server to the Discord Discovery program. So now if you scroll down on your left sidebar in Discord, there's a way to like explore servers. In order to show up there, you have to have at least 7,000 members and qualify for some other criteria. We finally, not only are we over 7,000 members, but there was some weird issue that was preventing us from applying before, where they thought we had some inappropriate words in our channel titles. So that was like setting off a flag, and I think we resolved that. I think Psycho resolved that by making our meme channel not safe for work. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully, we'll see some more folks trickling in as a result of that. Something that came out of the engineering retro was the desire to do like some more vision stuff as a community, and not only have like a vision for the product, but also have a DAO level vision. So Josh is going to lead workstream leaders on a vision quest to basically like brainstorm a vision statement for the DAO that encompasses all stakeholders. That should be fun. And I'm saying it's for workstream leaders. I actually don't know. And I'm curious. I'll ask him, see if we can get that to be more open, because it will be a fun exercise, and it's great to have more collaboration from the community on it. All right. I was going to ask DeFi Cafe a question, but I see he's gone. Luna Hop, you working on the next cryptozoology NFT? Oh yeah, that's a good question for the group too. What should we do with these amazing NFTs that Luna is creating and sending to the DAO treasury? Luna, what would be your ideal vision for what the DAO does with those NFTs?
So I'm open to that. I think auctioning some of them off may be an interesting thing. And I don't know, there's an aspect that where I think there needs to be some like marketing with that. So I don't know. I've lost track. But I'm in process of the next one. So I'm nearing the end, and I'm interested to have the conversation with everyone. So open to suggestions too. Sammy.
Hey, Sammy. Sammy's got some suggestions.
God.
Come on.
Yeah, I think those are good suggestions. I wonder, what do you guys think? If we were to auction it off, do you think it would make sense to wait until the full collection is complete, or do you think it's not important?
I don't know. I do kind of like the story as a whole, so I like that, but I'm not sure how that would go.
I kind of like the idea of like having it be all complete too, and then we can kind of market and say, hey, here's this complete collection and stuff, and then figure out, kind of market the plan for how we'll auction them off.
Yeah, I met some people in Miami that were really interested in it, and they're like, I guess you would call them maybe a little bit more boomers. They were a little bit older. They're kind of like me. And I say that with loving kindness, but I don't know. I think there is a potential market for that, and that could be really cool. I hadn't thought of that.
Yes, and we need to go to like Miami, New York, LA, all those places where these like NFT aristocrat collectors hang out. Go to the hip coffee shops and get them excited, get the hyped on some zoology NFTs.
I can get behind that.
Sweet, I'm really excited. Yeah, NFTs. It's so interesting to me. It's like what makes an NFT super valuable, and that is like a whole world that I'm not familiar with. So I'm curious of how we can crack that code.
Yeah, I keep learning too, because the things where I'm like, oh, I wouldn't think that's worth a ton is worth a ton. So I really got to check myself, because apparently I'm unclear as well.
Yeah, we just need like an NFT of a banana, right? And that'll sell for a lot, apparently.
I'll work on that.
Awesome. Well, loving the zoology NFTs. Each one has been so amazing. Can't wait to see the collection.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. All right, we're right at the top of the hour. Thanks everybody for another wonderful community Ask Anyone Anything lunch. Appreciate you all hanging around this late into the holiday season. And hope you all have the best day ever. I'll see you guys at the next community call that I see on my calendar. Probably